Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. Look, I want to talk about something today that's a little important for our civilization and for our society as a whole. Um, it's actually detrimental to the foundation of our civilization when you've got people, large percentage of the population on drugs and homeless in practically every metro city. You name it, you name the metro, and I'm telling you, you're going to find, drug usage, large amounts of homelessness in the city centers. And, it's sad. It really is sad. And, to be honest with you, it is a failure on our government, guys. Um, Look, this is the article that I wanted to show you guys really quickly. It's the 25 major U.S. cities with the largest homelessness population. You see that? You see that? Okay. So the article goes on to say essentially that recent data points to a troubling rise in homelessness in the U.S. as of 2024 marked a record high for number of people who were without permanent shelter on a single night in 2024. How is this happening in the richest country in the world? I have no idea. The U.S. homeless population rose more than 771,000 on a single night counted in late January 2024, according to the latest release of U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The number equates to 18% increase over 2023's total. So I want to pause right there. I'm sure it's higher this year. I'm sure it's higher this year. They didn't even publish this year's data, I don't think, on the article. It's pretty much just it's just pretty much the 2024, so it's a year delayed, but that's not even real numbers, that's not even real data. If you're relying on the government to give you actual real data, then you already know that it's some sort of forgery or it's just not completely accurate. They try to skew the numbers to benefit who's ever in office. So if that's not the real number, 771,000 people homeless in 2024, it's probably a million now on the record. Um, Probably over a million homeless, um, you know, throughout every major U.S. city across the board, I would say. And it's probably getting worse, guys. The inflate because you're seeing all these videos of like van life, and you're seeing all these videos of like people like backpacking and living in hostels and shacking up with roommates. 2, 3 people per room, like just crazy stuff. It's because people have no options, guys. People are living out of their cars. People are living in uh, storage units, guys. Have you all seen that? People are living in freaking storage units now because they can't afford a studio apartment or even rent a room out, guys. Because a storage unit's like $200 a month, whereas like an apartment, even in a bad area, an apartment's like 800 to 1,000 before anything else, before like you know utilities. So like I could see now why people are struggling so bad. And now you're starting to see why there's a fundamental issue with homelessness. It's because it's a cost of living crisis, mixed in with some other factors as well. But, mental health and pharmaceutical companies overprescribing stuff, but I think the fundamental issue is definitely going to be the, the cost of living crisis, guys, that people are experiencing. And that's obviously one domino to fall, and then pharmaceuticals prescribing large amounts of stuff to people, that's another layer on top of it. And then pretty much people they never recover, guys. A lot of people will go bankrupt. They don't lose they lose everything and they can't recover. A lot of people just can never recover, guys. And I've seen it. I have seen it, and you're seeing it now too with the cost of living crisis. But I think it's pretty sad that you can't go down a major U.S. city and take a walk with your family without, in the eating time, without feeling some sort of threat. I mean, you name the city, And I'll tell you right now, there's probably some sort of like drug slash like homeless activity, crime activity in the downtown, it really like it's bad. I went to Austin a few weeks ago, drive around, and I cannot tell you how many tents I saw in Austin, and then not to mention like how many sketch people I saw at the corner where they were just kind of looking around and like trying to like they're up to no good. They're up to no good. Like two or three guys, just middle-aged guys, 30, 40-year-old guys, just standing there at the corner looking around, scanning the areas. Like I got stopped. I stopped at a stoplight, and I was just looking at them, and I was like, these guys are so sketch. And that's just an example. And then I went to another red light, and the same thing. So it's honestly a pandemic, guys. It's a homelessness pandemic is what we're experiencing now. And I really think the real numbers are probably millions, like multiple millions of people homeless. If you really started equating and really started adding up the real people that are homeless, whether that's, they're crashing on the couch with a friend or whatever. I mean, with the inflation the way it is now, and the jobs reports coming out with massive layoffs happening, it's no wonder. It's no wonder why you're starting to see a lot of people, you know, struggle. So at the end of the day, guys, you know, you have to figure things out. Those people that are homeless obviously need help, and it's a society that's sending billions of dollars away to in the name of foreign aid and in the name of like you know uh, security for other countries, and we're nation building other countries. Like we have millions of people and veterans that are homeless, and struggling financially. Not to mention all the other millions of people that are about to lose their homes, they're about to get evicted. I mean, you've just got so many people that are struggling so hard right now. The people that you see in the major cities and the downtown areas that are homeless, those people have hit obviously rock bottom. But you have another wave of people that are getting ready to go to the downtown areas because of the inflation. That are going to be leaving suburbs because they're getting kicked out of their friend's house, or they're getting evicted, or losing their house. And you're going to see a massive wave of people become homeless. And I don't think we've even seen the peak of the homelessness. As things continue to rise, as the cost of living continues to rise, guys, you're going to see more and more people set back and lose everything and go to a downtown city corner or to a tent city near you. And it's sad. It's sad because I'm seeing these tent cities up everywhere. And you know, I even saw some in Florida. I saw some in Florida. I didn't see a whole bunch, but I've seen them in pretty much all over. And it's very sad, especially in the winter time. People are, when these storms come, these people, they freeze. So it's like the winter becomes dangerous. So when you have people misappropriating funds and they're taking the money and they're essentially taking that money and they're just laundering it, or funneling it somewhere else under the table, and that's what's happening too, right? And so we as a nation, as the richest nation on the planet, we should be able to take care of our homeless people. I don't know why we're not. So I feel like there's some sort of like piece of the puzzle that's missing, or our politicians are just detached from reality. Because I don't care if you how much money you have in the bank. If you're middle class, if you're upper class, or even you're the elite, it's like you can hit rock bottom very easily. Anyone can. Anyone can have financial distress and really have a hard time recovering. The problem is that we don't have systems in place to help the people recover. They just go to the downtown areas in tent cities and they just give up on life. And we've got to do something about it, guys. As a civilization, as the richest planet, richest country on the planet, we have to do something with our citizens. We have to help our people out, especially because we have a wave. I guarantee you guys, we're going to have a wave of homelessness hit the streets over the next 12 to 24 months because of all the inflation, because of all the, you know, job layoffs. So something's going to have to happen. Let me in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen in the next 12 to 24 months? Do you think homelessness is going to go on the rise? And why are we not doing a better job at dealing with it as a country, guys? Let me in the comments below what you think we should do. How do you think we should fix it? And like this video, guys, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.